Yo, all right. So, all right. I don't know where CT went. Let me get MRN first, and then Uncle Jeff, Devin, y'all, EBD, y'all can respond to this shit. Good God Almighty. Modern Renaissance, man. I'm about to go take me a couple shots, man. What's
Salute to everybody. Hope everybody is doing good tonight.
Yes, sir. We work MRN until Coach Spice said she gonna grab the the fucking.
Think about
I'm gonna get mine.
If you already got on your finger, you ain't got to worry
Dick in
about
the box.
She hit her
She
with
gonna
that
grab the Mandingo
I'm
out
a
the,
scout out the drawer.
she gonna grab that Ron Jeremy out the top drawer and go get busy.
You want to stay here?
Keep
Or?
us free.
Man. No, that's a pretty interesting, great conversation tonight. And it's something that it was part of our, like when I had to go through residency, it was one of the worst things I had to do. And I knew that I was not going to specialize in women and men's health because it was some weird stuff that just happened within that aspect. But I will say this, Uncle Jeff was hitting on something really, really big when he was talking about the plants and all that, okay? I'm serious. I kid you not.
Before you finish, you may have to give them a little bit of context.
No.
In case people, no, not that, but in case people don't know what a residency is.
It's what you have to go
These
through to
niggas
become a
that
doctor.
watch ER.
Oh, they did watch ER. All right, never mind. All right, he right. Go ahead.
It's what you have to go through to become a doctor. So while doing that, in the women and men health portion of it, there were things in there that would, of course, that a lot of things that contributed to ED. But for one, let me just say this: ED is not something that is biological. It's not. It's something we consider to be possibly pathological. It's something that is going to happen to you as a result of something that you either put in your body or something that is a derangement.
Really?
Plain and simple. That's it. It's not. It's not something that's going to be caused
bro.
by.
You froze. You froze, MRM. You froze.
Yeah, say that again, MRM.
YouTube don't like this. No,
Slow.
I said it's. I don't know which part I cut out on.
The beginning.
It was right when you start making the point.
So once you qualify, so everybody understands that you're a medical doctor,
Yeah.
which is your frame of reference. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that we had to do a portion where we go through the women and men's health, where we study pretty much everything that causes the ailment to men and women. And I was saying that when it comes to men, as far as ED go, that is not something that's biological at all. That is something that's pathological, or it's a result of some sort of injury or derangement within your body. But it's not caused by something that just comes with age. Healthy men will continue to have an erection until the day they die, a healthy erection, if they are healthy. Plain and simple. If something is impeding on that, then we will go in and find out what it is. But I'm just being honest with you guys because I'm a little unorthodox when it comes to some things. We were all trained by pharmacists when we go through school. So our thing is that if you come in to see us about a particular ailment that you may have going on, our thing is to treat you with medicine. A lot of times doctors don't go through the procedures of actually trying to find out what's really causing it because we're trained to treat your symptoms, not the actual issue. I'm just being honest with you guys, and I get in trouble for this, but I don't care because they can't fire me for it, nor can they take my license. So as far as stress and everything goes, that does play a part in it. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Think about this. Every last one of us, if we think about something that we really like to eat, what does your mouth do?
Water.
Salivate.
Exactly. So you telling me that your body was actually have a physiological response based off of a thought that you had. So if it can do that, it definitely can do the opposite to where if something is getting to you in your head, whether it's you're scared, you don't know if you're going to perform right for the woman, all that can just be like, it's not going to happen. And that's why some of us have an argument. Some of my colleagues, we have an argument. I say, can't no woman rape a man. Like she can't sit there, point a gun at him, talking about get it up. That's not going to happen. So, but what I was getting
available for you to try though.
So I was getting noticed that what Uncle Jeff was talking about with the plants and everything, I'm not saying this to be religious, but I do have a great number of patients of mine that are. Okay, so I'm just using this as an analogy. I tell them in that book, in the Bible, in the beginning, God put them in the garden. And what is it that they were commanded to eat?
The land.
They were commanded to eat what was in the garden, right? That didn't consist of meat. Now, the thing is, what I say that for is this. I said, now, why did he want them to eat that? Did he want them to eat just because it tastes good? Did he want them to eat it because it looked good? No, he told them to eat that because he knew that was what's going to be needed for them to supply their body with, because he created it, he knows what's good for it, right? But what we've done, especially among blacks, and they hate when I do this, is that we've taken the stuff to an extreme. Even the plants that we do eat, we got to put salt on them like crazy. We put all kinds of crazy stuff in them and get rid of nutritional value to them. So that's why when Uncle Jeff was talking about the plant stuff, I'm like, absolutely 100% yes, guys, because plants contain so many different nutrient vitamins that are essential to our bodies that we've gotten away from. We eat most things that are synthetic. We eating out more. And the reason why you see an increase amongst, I mean, how is it that we're the most medically advanced right now, but we're the most sick? Now, we are trained right from the jump in medical school 101 that the number one thing that people are going to end up having any type of ailment is because it's a result of what they put in their body. Now, we're not talking about something that happened as a car accident or anything like that. But when it comes to diabetes, hypertension, cancer, ED, all kinds of different things, is 100% is going to be a result of what you put in your body. If they say things like this, and I'm just telling y'all the truth, if they say things like the reason why you have high blood pressure because your grandmama had it, no. The reason why you got diabetes is because your mama had it, your daddy had it, or your no. It's because you are eating exactly like how they ate. And that's why it runs in the family.
So that's a lie when people say they predisposed to hypertension.
Yes,
absolutely.
Diabetes runs in your family because no one runs in your family.
But I thought that. So MR, just to be clear, I thought that type 1 though people are born with.
No.
Do
not.
type
Look, I'm telling you. See, this is the thing. I hate to say. I don't hate to say this.
Macaroni and cheese guy.
Yeah,
type 2 would be macaroni. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is this. Whenever they talk about things that are inherited or anything like that, there is some things, but when it comes to actually ailments like that, no. Either if that's the case, it's going to be more or less of whatever you or whatever your parent was eating or whatever they was consuming during the time they were pregnant with you and that got passed on to you. Yeah, but as far as it being something that's inherited, no. Most babies are born completely healthy. It's not until we start shooting them up with stuff that things start going real bad. There is no, okay, she was born with this because her parent had it. No, it's going to be most likely whatever type of diet they had. If you eat that way, drink that way, the whole nine, you're going to get it. It's easy. So to stop that, you have to stop doing the things that your family them did, which is what a lot of people don't like to do. They don't want to do the exercise. And as far as testosterone dropping down, when people say, oh, when you get older, your testosterone levels drop. Well, we're in the working class today where the reason why your testosterone levels are dropping because most people's jobs consist of them sitting down. And I recognize that. In my office, I have a stand-up desk. Okay? And the reason is because people are stagnant, especially men. Most jobs that men have doesn't require them to be hardly physical anymore. So that's why they encourage them to do exercise, because if a man continues to exercise, his testosterone level will not drop. But if he stays stagnant, most of his job consists of sitting down, of course it's going to drop. There's no need for the testosterone to increase because he's not doing no activity for the testosterone to kick in to cause him to have higher testosterone levels.
Question, Marin. The type of working out, does that matter? So
Yes.
like, let's say somebody does a bunch of running as opposed to pumping iron. Would that spike, does that have anything to do with testosterone?
Yes, if you do cardiovascular type activities, you're going to increase like your capacity for your lungs. You're going to increase your cardio overall. So what I mean by that, for example, if you do cardio, what used to kind of tire you out when you went up some stairs, it won't tire you out.
100%,
Your body adjusts to it, right?
But specifically the testosterone part.
Yeah, the testosterone part is going to be a result of you have to do something that's going to actually have some type of strain on your musculoskeletal system.
Okay.
So any type of resistance training,
Yeah,
it has to be. Because if you don't do anything that's going to cause your muscles to stress, your balls is not going to get an alert saying, hey, you need to produce more testosterone and send it out to the body.
Shit like that.
God damn, that makes sense, man.
That's where testosterone comes from, men's testicles.
Yeah.
Lay around, you die.
See, that's why. See, Emran, they was telling me don't lift heavy no more.
Nope.
Hey, I got a question, dog.
You don't that's actually I can argue that, brother Hamp. You had a question for me, bro?
No, I got a question for the doctor.
Yeah.
Hold on, Devin. I'm trying to finish my goddamn question. No, stress wasn't a factor, nigga. You were scared. That pussy had you running, nigga.
It ain't even about that.
That's what MRM just said.
It ain't about that. It's something else. It's got that.
Oh, all right, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know I love you. Go ahead.
Oh well, I think he busy right now.
I got you,
Mr.
Lean,
Okay. All right. So I'm about to be 100 with you right now. I want to have kids one day, and I think I'm shooting blanks. I suspect it might be low T. Now I don't have problems in the bedroom and nothing like that, but I will say this: I had spine surgery growing up, so I probably had less leg working out or leg stress than the average person. So I'm thinking, maybe I need to finally work out my legs and my sperm count might increase. I don't know.
You said that you had back surgery.
Yeah, so I had a spine transfusion growing up, so I couldn't do no contact sports and like
At
basically the
what
years
level?
that
Do you know
matter.
what level you had it at? Like, did they say
Yeah.
like L1 through L5? What?
So I had a double curve. So I had one in the thoracic. I think that's the upper portion, and then I had
Right.
one in the lower. So my back was almost like an S.
Mhm.
So they had this is when the surgery was real primitive. They had put metal rods in my back, and I had to learn how to like move and walk again
I got you.
and all that. Yeah. So they took the metal out. I was in 10th grade. So, but I still never did any like strenuous leg workout. Like, since I wasn't allowed to do nothing like crazy, I never really was like a workout heavy person.
Right.
So
So
goddamn,
it doesn't. When we say heavy, we don't mean. In other words, it's got to be something that's going to kind of put stress. But to answer your question, when it comes to sperm count per se, that right there shouldn't have no effect on that. That's something else going on. When I say as far as strenuous activity, that will increase your testosterone, not necessarily increase your sperm count. Because
so it don't correlate at all.
No, so if you have a low sperm count, that might have something to do with other factors in there. So if you said you had the scoliosis and everything going on, we would have to find out if there's any type of issue that took place from any type of nerve that branches out from your spine and innervated within your prostate area or in your penis area or in your testicular area. So, but if without knowing that, unless you go to like a urologist and you give him samples, yeah, but at the same time, I can tell you this: any type of damage you may have done to your body that you've ingested, whether it's through alcohol, whether it's through eating bad, all those factors can have an effect on you, on your overall being. Vaccinations and all. I'm just keeping it real with y'all.
MRM, can you ask him why is he speculating that he has a low sperm count? Is he a
Remember those long relationships?
Yeah.
I was telling you
I
about?
gotta tell you this. I just with you saying that, I just assumed that you knew you had a low sperm count because you might have had it gone and had something tested and you had to look that under a petri dish or something. But
MRM, can you ask him if he's a raw dog Ronnie? Is that why he's
what is that?
No, I had some long relationships, him.
Okay.
Raw dog Ronnie. Okay.
And I can see it sometimes. I can see it.
See what?
When I finished, it looked like pre stuff instead of
And now we're learning way too much.
I wanted to throw this in.
That's incredible. Oh my God.
I did want to throw this in. I want to throw this in real quick to what Uncle Jeff said before I lose this thought because it's really important.
Go ahead.
One thing that we know for a fact when it comes to a lot of the fruits and vegetables and everything in there, certain ailments when it comes to colds, flus, even C19, all those things, whenever they get inside your body, one thing they cannot survive well in is a highly oxygenated environment. Plants have the most oxygenated things that you can put in your body when you eat them straight, fresh, and a lot of diseases cannot survive in that, even cancer itself. But again, they're not going to tell you that at all because the whole purpose of you coming into places to see doctors and things like that is to keep you coming. It's not to get you well, because if you get you well, there's no money made in that. There's no need for them.
Damn, that is fucking. That is.
Perfect.
Let me read these couple super chats and y'all could jump.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Danny.
I
What?
add something for you, get Joseph on.
Go ahead.
MRN.
Dane, I like your hair.
Thank you.
I thought you was talking to me. Oh.
No, nigga, no, never, ever.
MRN, can you just really briefly speak to the correlation between Black men, the level of heart disease that is prevalent in Black men, and the level of impotency or ED that is also prevalent in Black men as opposed to other races?
Honestly, I guess Uncle Jeff covered it. I'm not kidding you guys. It's going to be coming down to diet. Amongst Blacks, we have like the worst eating habits of everybody in the United States, especially among us. Now, one of the excuses that a lot of people try to use before would say things like, well, because, you know, if we are considered to be like low income, impoverished areas, we getting food stamps, things like that, that doesn't stop nobody from going to the produce aisle. It doesn't stop nobody from going there. Again, one of the hardest things it is for us to get people to do is to change their diet. It's really hard for people to get off that. In fact, I don't know what this is called, but we all call this It's kind of oxymoron. Like, they want to get better. They don't want to give up the diet. I mean, they don't want to give up the sodas. They don't want to give up the eating out. They don't want to give up the pork. They don't want to give up a lot of stuff. So they would rather take the pill that would keep things in balance. At the same time, those pills are going to have other side effects. It's going to affect the liver or the kidneys or the spleen. Then you got to give them something for that. You know, so when it comes to something like that, it can be an easy fix within a 2 to 3 week period. For example, they would have, if you cut out meat, I'm not saying get away from for the rest of your life, but just for this small window of time. If you cut out meat for maybe a 2 to 3 week period where you're pretty much taking in water, not tap water, but distilled water or something that doesn't have all those crazy chemicals in it, you get on something to where you're juicing, definitely dark green, because those are the most highly oxygenated things out there in nature, right? And get on eating more plants, fresh, not cooked, but just trying to eat them fresh to get your body back in balance and get it back well. Then you can actually save yourself a whole lot of time. If you were to return back to that diet that you were eating before, you can save your body some time. But it's like, why not keep it in good health? If your body is in optimum operating performance, it's going to be really, really hard for you to get sick. It is. You won't even notice that you even got a cold. That's why even during the C-19 pandemic, most of us who diet is completely different. We didn't get it at all. I didn't get none of it. I didn't get it. I didn't get the Fauci ouchie hokey pokey clot shot. A lot of us in medicine didn't even get it. A lot of y'all don't know that probably 80% of doctors don't even get the flu shots at all. We don't. They don't. But they'll offer it to you because it's cha-ching. Anything that we can put a diagnosis on and push it through legislation to put it in there as a ailment or a medical condition, we can treat it medicinally. That's why we don't care if you want to say that obesity is a disease now, because we can treat it medicinally. Cha-ching. That's why we don't care if you want to say that gender affirmation is a medical condition. Now we can sit there and cut little boys' hooves off and cut girl stuff off because it's cha-ching. It's not health. It's not that we care about you at all. It's just that we know that it's going to keep money coming in.
I appreciate that, but I just wanted you to speak very briefly or very directly to the correlation between Black men experiencing ED more than any other race, and Black men having the highest rate of heart disease. So are the two correlated, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, because it's going to come pretty much from food. Everything is going to come from there. You're going to find, like I said, it's going to come from diet. It's going to come from diet. You can add other outliers possibly in there. It depends on what type of job they may have. If they're truck drivers and they're sitting down and bouncing a lot of times and they're hitting their prostate all the time, that can have an effect on them. But I don't care who it is, whether it's Black men or white men, it's going to come down to what's being put inside their body.
Thank you.
Man, that is so cool. Let me read these couple of super chats. I think Uncle Jeff wanted to jump in. I could jump in. HQ with the 2000. Sex is over, quote unquote. Damn. Sunkiss with the 2000. Shalom. Salute. As Abe with the 5,000. I love this doctor! Exclamation point. Thank you for sharing. Real shit, man.
Can you shock your penis limp?
No.
See? So MRN.
No, matter of fact, something you guys were saying earlier. I mean, y'all, there's some really fascinating things out there for some men that actually had it to where it got injured really bad to where it destroyed the sponge tissue that's in a man's penis. They actually have this device that they give you, an artificial penis. They put like a pump. It looks just like they put the pump in the penis, right? And then your testicles is actually, it looks like two balls. One ball pushes air into that pump that makes the penis go up like this, and the other air, you press it and it decompresses it. And I've known since I've been in this, I've known about 30 men that have gotten it done, and they said like it's the best thing that ever happened to them in their life.
Pneumatic dick?
Your
dick is on air like your car. Like I got a 65 Thunderbird. I'm put on air ride.
Like what it does,
like a Nike shoe.
I hate this
back in the day.
Look, I told you, as being in like this particular field, it fascinates me, right? So if we were to say that this is it right here, and you slice it and the head is gone, on two different sides is the sponge tissue. And when they remove that sponge tissue, they put the air-filled part over here. And then they put the other side over here. When it pumps up, it makes it go up like this. And when they decompress it, the air goes out on the other side and make it go down. So he still can have the man still can have an orgasm and everything.
Nigga, how long can they put the can you stand with them like out here, like up and down?
Put him in the fucking bed. Come on.
It sounds like he's
This gotta take some
violent.
maintenance.
Up and down.
Yeah,
Then this is a cross between like a man being like a man and a dildo or something, right? I mean,
The cyborg. Yeah.
pretty much, right? Robo dick.
All right,
Robo dick.
let's get Jamila every day, man.
Yep, definitely trying to juice the rind part of it. When it comes to fruit and stuff, the more bitter or tart something is, the more highly it is in antioxidants and everything. But yeah, the whole stretching, man.
Yeah, Doc.
The whole stretching. So, and then it is not classified as a muscle. It's not a muscle. It's what we call like a type of smooth muscle. For example, when you swallow your food, your esophagus, those smooth muscles is what's allowing your food to get pushed down to your stomach. If it was a muscle like our biceps and everything like that, that means when we work it, them suckers should be huge. And every man would be at the gym with something weighted rings at the end of it, lifting it up and down and everything like that. But no, and as far as the stretching go, that actually made
come put the dick weights back.
As far as the
walkway right out here in the walkway.
Yeah, and as far as the stretching and everything go, that is something that's found among some of those African tribes. It may look good cosmetically, but they are absolutely the epitome of what ED is. They can't even it looks like something. Blood can flow there, but it's not going to do that at all.
His dick get hard, he have a stroke.
Huh?
If his dick get hard, he have a stroke.
Yeah, and not only that, no, Uncle Jeff, no, you're making a really good point, seriously. Because what happens is that by them elongating it like that to where it's very unnatural, more blood is pooling than what it should. And because those blood vessels, the veins and the arteries are stretched out like that, like they're not supposed to be, you can get something called venous insufficiency where the blood is not being pumped back up there properly. That's why it always looks like they are swollen. It looks like they're always just it's hanging down, but it looks like it's always hard because that blood is not being pumped back up. And should the body start to function well and allow some of that blood to get pumped back up, by that time it's clotted. So you might end up with an embolism or a stroke, or you might end up with a heart attack because those clots will flow right back to those spots. So it's actually dangerous to do that.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Oh, hurry up, Joseph. Maybe you can get a refund on them dick weights from Wish or Amazon.
I didn't know having a big dick was this hazardous.
No, we talking about
wow.
We talking about when it's unnatural.
Well, nigga, don't make it sad.
It's not unnatural. It's basically it's like doing yoga for your dick, pretty much.
No, because here's the thing. Let's just say if there is, like, which there are men out there that are well endowed, when they get it hard, they're able to make it go up. But for ones that blood flows there, but nothing's happening, that's actually not a good thing. They have to sit there and hold it. You shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's trust me.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. And a lot of times you got to go in there and do it. You got to do it. Teach to it.
Yourself having to do extra dick maintenance, are you?
Yeah, I wouldn't do all that.
That's why you got to massage. That's why you got to massage your tool, man. You know what I'm saying?
Why though?
Well, see, check this out. Well, here, no. Let's see. I'm glad we're talking about this because a lot of people just don't know. See, here's the thing: when you do something like that to yourself, especially that type of tissue down there, it's actually inflamed. Okay. When something is inflamed, the last thing you should do to it is any type of rubbing is going to cause any type of extra heat or circulation to that area because that will cause it to be more inflamed. So, for example, there was a time in sports, which is I major in sports medicine orthopedics, is that there was a time in sports when a person hurt their foot or sprained their ankle, the coaches then would say, put it in some warm water and some Epsom salt. So the trick behind it is this: because the Epsom salt and the warm water felt good, they also thought that it was doing something good for it because of heat. That warmth, it feels good. The nerves gives off that sensation to the brain saying, hey, this feels good. Therefore, it must be working. Absolutely not. What we found out is that it caused more swelling to go to the area. The inflammation is not able to make its way back to your circulatory system and get flushed out. So we found out that actually putting ice on there causes constriction of the blood, causes swelling to go down, and it's anti-inflammatory, causes the nerves actually to give off a sensation saying, hey, it's numb down here to decrease the pain sensation. So that's what I'm saying. So what might sound good or what we might have thought that worked, it actually is doing more damage. And those men that have that right there is real dangerous. And honestly, a lot of times they are the ones that have some of the biggest issues of actually impregnated women because now with it being stretched out like that, they're still having big, huge times with urinary tract infections because there's still too much urine and stuff left up in their urethra. And also, if they do have any sort of ejaculation, it's a good chance that the prostate is not going to be able to pump that hard to push it through that long of a canal for it to actually come out properly. So it literally has to seep out. It's not coming out strong, propulsion out.
So you're talking about somebody who does that quite often, because I understand that.
No backpedaling now.
No.
Just leave your dick alone, Joseph. That's the moral of the story.
I don't have a
Leave your dick
problem with
alone.
that.
It's fine.
I never had a urinary tract infection.
Chill, you good?
And
it's good.
And that shit come out like a damn.
And we put this
over pursuing now.
I'm just saying that shit comes out like an ice cream factory. I never had a problem.
We heard enough.
Yeah, we good on that. But
your dick is supposed to be like a gun. You fire it, you clean it, and you put it back. That's all you really have to do. All this other shit you're doing is extra.
Now, MRM on that point too, just in terms of relevancy, you know, because you know we always take an ice bath, right? The trainers generally make you do it. So if you played a certain amount of snaps, you had to take an ice bath. I play football, and
you mean post training and everything
after the game, after practice, right? But specific, even after even if away game, they'll have the ice bath ready. You get back, even on the bus, 3 o'clock. If you know, and it'll be for like 5 minutes at the most, right? But you immerse yourself because there's so many aches and pains you got. But you'd be surprised how you feel 12 hours later, just from that shock, you know. To your point, and it was like this certain amount of snaps. You know, if you played for, you know, you don't need to, but you know, a certain amount of snaps, they make you take an ice bath.
They talk about the benefits of like there are many huge benefits to shocking your body with an ice bath. Many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know them all. I was listening to Joe Rogan one day, and they would just go rattling off all this great shit that's good for you.
Yeah, cryo. We call it cryotherapy is what we call it.
Yeah.
There's if you notice that the people that live the longest actually are the ones that live in cold climates. But I mean, that's why when I saw that you guys was talking about this, I was like, let me get in on this, especially because you know, with black people being in here, and I kid you not, we are some of the hardest people to push information to. I mean, you say things like, okay, for example, somebody come in, they see me, it's kind of sad. They're like, oh shoot, we got a nigga, oh brother, you go to tell them stuff, and they don't want to hear it, man. I'm telling you, if white people, if they come in to see us, right, and we tell them, okay, I know that you can do this medicinally, but if I tell them, you know that if you give me 3 weeks of actually doing these things right here, you're drinking this water, doing this, you can reset yourself. And I don't know why. I do not know why. We are the hardest ones to get this through. I just don't get it. And I've been at this for what years, 10 plus years. And we just, it's unacceptable for us to take it from somebody like us. It's always, matter of fact, there's someone that we have right now, right? Because I do orthopedics. There's someone we told him 6 months ago, if you stop right now with the smoking and with the, I'm talking about smoking the cigarettes and with your high intake of soda, because he didn't drink water at all. If you stop right now with you being diabetic, we can save your toes. Can't make nobody do anything. Just 2 weeks ago, we had to amputate his leg above his knee.
Damn.
All over that. All over. It's all over what he was putting in his body, man. And I mean,
can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask a question? Like, if you were to suggest, like, you said to stop drinking soda because obviously he had a problem with soda with diabetes, his medical condition. Was there any other thing that he could have drank that wasn't as toxic or sugary as soda that you could have suggested, or is it just water and he just don't want to drink water?
It's definitely going to be water, and it's going to be water to have a certain amount of electrolytes in it. And this is the reason why I say that. Notice this. Notice that if you were to get admitted to the hospital, what's the first thing they put you on that goes into your vein?
Saline.
Yeah, that'd be right.
And look how slow we let it drip out. See, we let it drip out slow because if we was to tell you to take this whole thing and put it into you quickly, you wouldn't need to be in there that long because your body goes, "Ooh, water. I'm alkaline now. I'm not acidic anymore. I can flush this stuff out." But they put it on a slow drip because they know it's just gonna keep you sick just good enough, just so you can spend those possibly 3 to 5 days in there. And then they're gonna ride off your mentality, so you can go back and tell your family story like, "Ooh, I was so bad. I had to stay in there for 5." People love. I don't know why people love having stories like that. Ooh, they said if I wouldn't have. Ooh, they said that I had to be in there. No, you didn't.
Yo, MRM, that shit is so crazy. So my I had 2 sets of twins, right? The second set was born, right? So my daughter came out, she took a long time. Epidural wasn't working. My son came out, but they tried to deliver him feet first, right? He got stuck. They had to push him back in and then do the cesarean, right? So they had to stitch her, like the whole 9 yards, right? And just when you talking about, because not then she had to go to ICU because they had to cut her everywhere, so she had to go to ICU. So I get over there, and they just like the shit they doing not making sense. And she's on a anesthesia, but I forget which one it was. But you can like if they decrease the dosage, she'll wake up, and if they increase it, she'll go back to sleep. I said this shit ain't making no fucking sense. Why you still pumping this shit? Everything's sewed up. She's straight. She got to be transferred to postpartum. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she was already good, but they like, well, just a little. I'm like, well, why though?
They didn't explain it to you because typically a lot of times if she had a cesarean section where she was cut really bad, a lot of times they do that because let's say, for example, if they lowered the drip on the anesthesia, when she comes out of it, if she start to grimace or let me kick it back up because she's in too much pain. So a lot of times, so it's kind of like putting them in an induced, so to speak, type of coma because as long as you in that state, you don't feel any pain.
Yeah, they explained it right, but I'm cognizant, right? This is also the second set of twins, right? And I try to do my due diligence, but I'm no doctor, right? But you got a sense, right? There's a sense something ain't because she been in there too long now. You know what I'm saying? When she was waking up, she noticed I was there, right? A couple of times, so she wasn't wilding. I said, now I'm upset. Now nobody can't do nothing in here unless I'm in here. If you call the security, it ain't gonna go how you think it's gonna go. Because now I'm mad too. You know what I mean? And I had to tell him and I was calm, but I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not playing.
So when you said it, did they say like, oh, okay, well, we'll.
Yeah, everything started to slow down for them too, because they could see in my eyes like I'm not playing, like I'm ready to go.
All that they agreed with you and just said, okay, we're not gonna do it.
What they did, they didn't do nothing to her without me being in there now. You know what I'm saying? Like because it felt odd, and then it could have been the nurse was off-putting, but you get it. The ICU nurses aren't the same as postpartum, right? They gotta have that motor. But you got to be very vigilant and cognizant because, like you said, the agenda is money, not always the people.
Yep.
And now they took good care of. We were in Northern Virginia, great hospitals, of course. But it's just crazy, bro. I don't even know if my story even but it just
it does because again,
you know what I mean.
When we go through the schooling part of it, we have to go through every aspect so we can figure out what we want to specialize in. You know how many times I've seen to where a doctor. This is really fascinating. Where they took if the baby did come out with the feet. When they push it back up in there, the doctor turned the baby in the stomach, and then that's why I was like, I thought that's what you were getting ready to say, but the fact that you said they went with the cesarean avenue, that's because that's another cha-ching. Now that's considered to be surgical.
No, MRN. So my daughter was in the canal for like 2 hours. So she came out, her head was like this, like it was crazy. And I'm sitting there like, yo, why are you trying this, right? But all I could think was, you got the stereotypical shit, right? And so you're like, he want to be the first doctor to deliver twins that are 8 pounds apiece at 38 weeks. One of them being what's it called when they feet first? It's slipping my mind.
Breech. Yeah. Right? They were 8 pounds apiece.
Yes. So when she came out, and then my son, so MRN, his head got stuck. Nigga head big as shit. His head got stuck. So they had to cut her down there. Right,
I got you.
Trying to pull him out, and you're right. He cranking like this.
Episiotomy, yeah.
He cranking like a motherfucker, and his face changed. I'm like, okay, something ain't working. Then he called they called him a gray hair or silver hair, so like an older doctor that come see if he can get him out. And then that's when they had to kick me out and like push him back in and shit. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. But it's like they want to try some shit. Like he want to be the first one to say, yeah, I did this.
That's why they call it practice. Because that's what they doing.
You were there, Hemp, because people don't talk about, Black women and postpartum and things of that nature and the pregnancy and the things that we deal with. So I really appreciate you being there to advocate for her. And, that means a lot. So I just
it's crazy. You can tell. And, it's the same doctor that delivered the first two. But, like it just, you think it's a doctor, but we had the similar feelings in our fields. Like I want to be the first one that, like, for instance, I own a moving company, right? And we had to hoist a big ass sign, but we wanted to do it to say we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think one of my guys, he almost died hosting this fucking sign, but we got it up there, you know. But it's like we did it, check, you know. Like it's just crazy, bro. But you dealing with people, you know.
Yeah, definitely. That's the and honestly, a lot of people don't understand the particular type of I don't want to say stress, but more of man, when you're dealing with, if you don't want to get into this particular type of field, you shouldn't. If you don't have a genuine love for people, then you shouldn't get into it. So that's why it's been a few times where I was kind of questioned about some certain things, because you get the, I get a scholarship to go and do this, and eyes wide open, I'm ready to go out there, and I just cannot wait to be able to go out and do this, coming from the ghettos of Chicago, and you thinking to yourself, when I get out, I'm gonna go back to my people, educate them, and then you going through the school and you see, y'all, this is y'all. I say it all the time. I tease all of my colleagues and say, y'all are no different than the drug dealers I grew up around in the hood, and then y'all keep y'all lifelong crackheads.
Wow.
You keep your lifelong crackheads. These people been coming for 15 years. How is that possible that you're having to see your same physician for 15 plus years, and then you hear stories about, oh, he has my kids too? Why do you need to keep coming seeing folks that long?
Yeah,
and it blew my mind. And then, like I said, once you seen that it's all about that money, and you're nothing more than, I'm not saying this is all doctors, but you're nothing more than a number to most of them, because if they really want to get down to the nitty gritty, the minute you come in there and tell me what's going on with you, I shouldn't be necessarily giving you something for your symptoms. I need to know what's causing your symptoms and get rid of that. But most of them don't. I'm just going to give you, I got a headache, take this acetaminophen or Tylenol. I got a headache, take Advil. I got a headache, take this, take that. But nobody's asking what's causing it. Can you tell me what's causing it? You do that, that means you don't have to come and see me anymore, which means I won't have to write no scripts no more, which means I won't be making any money.
You know what's ill? Before Joe, I just real quick. It's crazy how shit be working. Like YouTube glitched earlier, so it dropped the numbers to like 5 people watching. That's what it said. I don't know if everybody left and shit. And this the one, and so we still got 330 people, but we averaged like 500. It's like, of course, this night where we learning some shit, the shit got a glitch. Like, you know what I mean? It's just always something, bro. It's always something. Go ahead, my bad, Joseph.
No, it's all good. I wanted to.
I've been waiting patiently, and I want to just say really quick, and then I'll let you go, Joseph. That's okay. I just wanted to say very quickly that I'm glad that we're having this conversation. I'm glad that this, because it sounds like you guys needed it. It sounds like the people in the chat needed it. It sounds like the people who've come up on the panel needed to have this very important conversation. So I'm glad that we can, even though it was a shady topic, I'm glad we can approach it, and you all are getting something out of it. And I hope that we can have more productive. Stop doing that.